welcome to day 18 of my 7th annual SLAP challenge. SLAP, S-L-A-P, stands for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We are doing at least 40 squats, at least 40 lunges, at least 40 reps of an ab exercise, and at least 40 push-ups a day, every single day except Sundays for 40 days. And this is day 18, but that does not mean that it is too late to join the challenge. It is never too late to join the challenge. Of course, you don't have to join the challenge to just do this workout with me today, so there are timestamps in the description box down below the video. If you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to hear a little bit about what the challenge is, how it works, how you can participate, where to begin, and if you would like to see today's exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So there is a playlist for this challenge that contains all of the workouts in chronological order. I will link the playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it at the very end of the video as well, just to make sure that you can't miss it. So click on the link and save the playlist. Even if this is the first you're hearing about the challenge, you're not quite sure what it is, you don't know if you want to join or not, save the playlist anyway, so that when and if you decide that you want to join the challenge, you have all of the workouts readily available to you, and all you have to do is follow along with the playlist. Now, if you are the one doing this, it is your challenge, so you do it in whatever way works for you. If you want, you can jump in and start today on day 18. I am definitely not going to stop you if that's the way you want to do it. If you are the one doing it, it's your challenge. Do it in whatever way works for you. But it is designed as a 40-day challenge, so if you would like to start the challenge on day 1, just make sure that you start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday, and then all you have to do is follow along with the playlist and everything will fall into place. I have made it really easy to follow along, and I am right here doing the challenge with you every single day. I am also here to kind of guide you through the challenge. So I am here to support you along the way. I am here to provide motivation and to encourage you to continue with the challenge. And I am here to answer any and all questions that you may have about the challenge. But the challenge itself is very simple. It really is just 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 40 push-ups a day, every single day for 40 days, except Sundays. That's the challenge. And it's really flexible. So as long as you're getting those reps done somehow, some way, at some point during the day, that is literally the only requirement to participate in the challenge. Now, I like to incorporate my 160 reps into a structured workout every day. And I share a new workout every day, and the workouts are labeled days 1 through 40. So if that's how you want to do the challenge along with me, great. You can start on day 1 and go in order, 1 through 40, but you don't have to. There are actually 3 different playlists that you can follow along with. So save this year's playlist. This is my 7th year in a row doing the challenge. And this year we are in our Mama Bear era. So this year the workouts are not really super duper beginner workouts. They're not super advanced either. They're kind of intermediate, okay? So if you need a baby bear challenge, I've got you. Last year was year 6 of the challenge, and last year I went out of my way to ensure that the challenge was accessible and approachable and doable for absolute day 1 beginners. So if you are an absolute beginner, I'm going to link the playlist for last year's workout up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it at the very end of the video as well. So save that beginner playlist. If you are in the worst shape imaginable and you have never done a workout before a day in your life, you don't own a single piece of fitness equipment, and you think you can't do a 40-day fitness challenge, you think you can't do a single squat or a single push-up, yes, you can. So if I am talking to you right now, if that describes you, you're an absolute beginner, please click on the link in the iCard. That is the playlist for year 6 of the challenge. Click on that link and save the playlist. You don't have to do a single squat just yet. You don't have to do any push-ups. You don't have to commit to anything. Right now, all I want you to do is click on the link in the iCard and save the year 6 playlist. Then I want you to begin by just watching the day 1 video. You don't have to do anything yet, just watch the video. That video is going to explain everything there is to know about the challenge. It will answer any and all questions you could ever possibly have about the challenge. I talked about the origins of this challenge, why I started doing this challenge for myself back in 2020, and how it's kind of evolved since then. I covered all of the objectives, all of the things that we are trying to accomplish with this challenge, because of course we're trying to get stronger and we're trying to build stamina, we're trying to lose weight, we're trying to establish a habit of daily exercise, but there is a mental health component to this challenge as well. This challenge is also intended to build confidence. It is intended to increase your fitness knowledge. If you're an absolute beginner, you're going to learn how to do all of these exercises with the correct form. It is also going to help change your mindset in a few different ways. Instead of thinking a 40-day fitness challenge, I can't do that, I've never done a workout before a day in my life. This challenge, if you just trust me and watch that day 1 video, I'm going to show you how this challenge is going to teach you how to reframe that, and it's a paradigm shift. Whereas instead of looking at this challenge and saying, I can't do that, you're going to start looking at this challenge, you're going to start looking at similar challenges and saying, well, I can't do it the way she's doing it, but how can I do it? I can do it, I just need to figure out how. So that is a really valuable tool to have. And once I show you how to do all of the exercises correctly, and once I provide all of the beginner modifications, hopefully you will understand that you can do this challenge. If it sounds too daunting to commit to a 40-day fitness challenge, then you can commit to 20 days of the challenge. You can do days 1 through 20 of the challenge with me, or you can do days 20 through 40 of the challenge with me. Or you can do every other day of the challenge with me. If you can't commit to doing 160 reps every single day, maybe you can commit to doing 80 reps every day, or 40 reps, or 20 reps. So there's a way you can participate even if you are an absolute beginner. I promise you that's true, and I promise you can do these exercises and you can do this challenge. And there is another mental health component to this challenge as well. You're going to be introduced to Brutus in that day 1 video from last year. We also had a nice long chat about Brutus yesterday after the workout. So if you missed the day 17 workout, definitely check that out, because Brutus was bothering me the entire workout and he was getting the best of me, but I used this challenge and I used that workout in the way that it is designed, and I was able to fend him off. So if you're curious about who Brutus is and what he was doing to me yesterday and what I did to him and why he deserves to be slapped with these 160 reps of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups every day, that is also very thoroughly covered in that day 1 video from last year. So please, if you are an absolute beginner, 3 things I want you to do right now, and none of them involve squatting or doing push-ups, okay? Just to recap, the 3 things I want you to do right now if you're an absolute beginner. Number 1, click on the link in the iCard. Number 2, save the playlist from year 6. And number 3, watch the day 1 video. Please, all I'm asking is that you give me an opportunity to prove to you that you can do this challenge, you can do squats, you can do push-ups, and then when and if you decide that you are ready to participate in the challenge in your way, then you're going to start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday. Regardless if you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, regardless which playlist you're following along with, the challenge itself is always the same. The challenge is always 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups a day, every day except Sundays for 40 days, and the challenge always starts on a Wednesday. So again, just start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday, and from there, it is so easy. All you have to do is follow along with the playlist and everything will fall into place. And again, you will have me there with you every single day, explaining and demonstrating all of the exercises so that you understand how to do everything with the correct form, and providing beginner modifications in case you can't do the exercises the way I'm doing them. And even if you're following along with last year's playlist, I'm still here with you doing the challenge, okay? So you can comment on the videos from last year and I will be here to answer your questions and to help guide you through. We will go through this challenge together regardless of which playlist you are following along with, okay? So if you are a beginner, you're going to follow along with the year 6 playlist. If you are more advanced, if you're in really great shape and you have excellent stamina, you have access to some basic pieces of fitness equipment, and you have a little bit more time to dedicate to your workouts each day, and you want workouts that are really going to challenge you, then I'm going to recommend that you follow along with year 5. There is a playlist for year 5. I will link that playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and it will be linked once more on the end screen. So it'll be on the screen at the very, very end of the video, just to make sure that you cannot miss it. So especially if you are advanced, I'm going to recommend that you save all 3 playlists, and that way on any given day of the challenge, you have 3 different workouts to choose from. You have a beginner workout, an intermediate workout, and an advanced workout. So let's say you open up YouTube and you see the new upload for the day, you see today's new workout, and you click on the video and you see what I'm doing today, and you think, well, that's not really working for me. So you can see today I have my dip bar here. You might think, well, I can't do this workout because I don't have a dip bar, I don't have anything similar to this. Well, you can always check out what we did last year. Last year, especially on any given day, if you don't have access to equipment because you just don't own something similar to the piece of equipment I'm using, or maybe you're traveling and you don't have access to equipment, or you want to take your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail, on any given day that you open the workout that we're doing that day of the challenge and you don't have the equipment I'm using, specifically, that is when it's going to be very helpful to have the year 6 workout to choose from, because for last year's challenge, again, I was gearing the challenge towards absolute beginners, so I was assuming that if you've never done a workout before a day in your life, that you didn't own any fitness equipment and you didn't have access to any fitness equipment. So last year, we did not use any fitness equipment whatsoever, other than a yoga mat. So, you know, something soft beneath you is helpful to do our ab exercises on most days, or if you do push-ups from your knees. But if you don't have a mat, you can use a towel. And sometimes we were adding weight, but I never was holding onto a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a medicine ball or anything like that. Any of those workouts where I was adding weight, I was always using a shampoo bottle or a water bottle. So on any given day this year that you open up the workout and I'm using equipment that you don't have, check out last year's workout, and you can do the workout from the corresponding day of year 6. Or if you open up the workout for today and you think, well, that workout looks great, but I have a little extra time to dedicate to my workout today and I really want to exert myself and maybe incorporate some cardio into the workout. In that case, you can check out the workout from the corresponding day of year 5. Year 5 of the challenge was our Papa Bear challenge. So the workouts we did for year 5 were much longer generally, because we were frequently doing more than just our 160 reps. We were doing at least 40 squats, at least 40 lunges, at least 40 reps of abs, and at least 40 push-ups with each of those workouts. But a lot of times we were doing more than just 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups. We also, of course, were doing more challenging variations of those exercises. And we frequently were doing exercises other than just squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. For most of those workouts, we were adding weight to the exercises, and also for most of those workouts, I was incorporating about 20 minutes or so of moderate paced cardio right into the workouts. So, on any given day of the challenge this year, if you save all 3 playlists, you will have all of those options available to you. If you're in excellent shape and you're capable of doing the longer, more challenging workouts from year 5, but you're not feeling well today, or you didn't sleep well, you're low on energy, you're very pressed for time, you don't have access to equipment, it's a great option to have the workouts from last year. Those beginner workouts are still great workouts, but if you're in excellent shape, you're probably going to be able to finish pretty much all of the workouts we did last year in under 10 minutes and without any equipment. So if you're traveling, if you're pressed for time, if you're low on energy, those workouts are a great option to have. Now, that being said, again, you do not have to go in order, so you don't have to stick with any one of these playlists. You can kind of bounce around between all 3 playlists, and you do not have to go in order. So that means today is day 18. So if you don't like today's day 18 workout, you have last year's day 18 workout. You can choose to do that instead. You have year 5's day 18 workout if you want something more challenging, but it doesn't have to be a day 18 workout at all. It can be any one of the workouts off of any of these 3 playlists on any given day. So today's day 18, you don't want to do the workout I'm doing today. You can choose last year's day 18 workout. You can choose the year 5 day 18 workout, but you can also choose any of the other workouts off of any of these 3 playlists, and that's fine. If there's a workout we did already this year for the challenge on day 5 or day 12 that you loved and you want to revisit that one, you can do that workout again. As long as you are getting your 160 reps done, it does not matter how you get them done. So it doesn't have to be any of the workouts off of these playlists, it doesn't even have to be any one of my workouts. If you find another workout on YouTube or somewhere else that just so happens to contain at least 40 squats, at least 40 lunges, at least 40 reps of an ab exercise, and at least 40 push-ups, you can do that workout. You can write your own workout, or you can not even do a workout, okay? Again, I like to incorporate my reps into a structured workout every day, but if that's not going to work for you because you just don't have time, or because you're a beginner and it's still too difficult to do all of your reps at the same time, you can spread out your reps throughout the course of the day. So you could get up in the morning and first thing, you can do 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 10 push-ups. It could be any variations of those 4 exercises you want. And then you can just repeat that 3 more times throughout the course of your day. So you can do that again after lunch. You can do it again after you get home from work, once more before bed. There's your 160 reps. So this challenge is really easy to customize because on any given day you have 3 different levels of workouts to choose from. Whatever workout you're following along with, you have the option of swapping exercises. So if you want to work out with me today and you're working out along with the video, but you don't like the ab exercise I'm doing, while I'm doing my ab exercise, you can be doing any other ab exercise you want. If you can't do the push-up variation I'm doing today, while I'm doing my push-ups, you can be doing any push-up variation you want. So the challenge is really easy to customize and it's super flexible. So whatever's going to work on you on any given day, whatever's going to work for you on any given day is fine. As long as you're getting your 160 reps done and as long as you're doing them with good form, that's all I care about. So hopefully that is all clear. Again, if there's anything I glossed over, if you're having trouble accessing any of the links, if you can't find the playlists, if you have any questions about the challenge, you're unsure about which level of workouts you should be following along with, I am here to answer questions. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. But that's enough about the challenge for today. Let's go ahead and get into the variations of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups that we are doing for today's workout. So you can see that I have my dip bar here with me today. If you do not have a piece of equipment similar to this, you have a few options. The first option, follow along with last year's workout. So last year's day 18 workout was essentially the same workout. It's essentially the exact same thing I would be recommending that you do this year if you don't have a piece of equipment similar to this. So even if you're not a beginner, if you don't have a piece of equipment similar to this, I'm going to recommend that you follow along with last year's day 18 workout, and I will put the link for that specific workout up here in the iCard, and it will also be linked in the description box down below the video. So that's option number 1, if you do not have a piece of equipment similar to this. Option number 2 is you might be able to repurpose an old walker. So if you have access to an old walker, it's likely that you would be able to use that for the exercises that I'm using my dip bar for today. Or you may have access to like some parallel bars, maybe at the gym if you have a gym membership, or maybe at the park. So there's a park within walking distance of me that has parallel bars that I could use for this workout today, the same way I'm using my dip bar. It also has pull-up bars there. And I also own a pull-up bar. You can buy those pull-up bars that just go in your doorway. They're very inexpensive and they're very easy to use. So you might own a pull-up bar. I own a pull-up bar. Some people own pull-up bars. Or if you have somewhere around your house something that you can hang off of, even maybe like a tree branch, if there's anything you can hang off of to do pull-ups, then you might be able to use a pull-up bar. So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is you can follow along with today's workout, and in that case, just apply the equipment-free substitutions. So even though I showed you how to do everything without equipment last year, and you have the option of following along with last year's day 18 workout, if you want to stay here and work out along with this video today, I will provide you with some equipment-free substitutions. So you don't need a dip bar or a piece of equipment similar to this one, but I will be using my dip bar today. Other than that, that's really all you're going to need. If you do push-ups from your knees, then you'll need something soft beneath your knees, and if you're not using a dip bar or a pull-up bar for your abs, then you'll probably want to get down onto the mat for abs. So something soft beneath you, an exercise mat or a yoga mat, but if you don't have a mat, a towel should suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, then you probably won't need anything at all. But here's what I'm doing today. So I'm actually starting the workout with squats and lunges, but since this is already here, I'm first going to show you my abs and push-ups variations that I'm doing. And then we'll go back and cover squats and lunges. So I'm going to be combining my push-ups and abs by doing what I call a knee raise burpee. So the push-up itself is actually going to just be a standard push-up. Now, make sure your body's in one straight line for the push-up. I'm going to assume that if you're following along with this year's workout, if you have not clicked away already and gone to last year's day 18 workout, I'm going to assume that you're at more of an intermediate level. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about how to do the exercises correctly. I'm just going to very quickly show you what I'm doing. So if you need any further instruction with regard to how to do the exercises with the correct form, please ask. But again, if you're an absolute beginner, it's preferable that you would just follow along with last year's day 18 workout, because in that video I went into a ton of detail about how to do each exercise correctly, and I provided beginner modifications for you. But very quickly, with your push-ups, the main thing is that you just want to make sure your body stays in one perfectly straight line. So if you imagine that you are standing with your back up against the wall and just gently pressing the back of your head into the wall, that's where you want your head to be. So you want your head perfectly in line with your spine, and that's where you want your head to stay. So make sure you're not bobbing your head up and down while you do your push-up. So you're going to spread out all 10 fingers, place your hands directly underneath your shoulders, step your feet back, and make sure that your head is in line with your spine, so don't allow your head to drop down like this. You do not need to overcorrect by hyperextending your neck and jutting your chin out. Head should be perfectly in line with your spine. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. So don't allow yourself to kind of sink down into your shoulders like this. Press the ground away from you. Push yourself up as high as you can in that plank. Your shoulders should be away from your ears, and your back should be flat. So if you find that your hips or your belly are drooping down towards the mat like this, you need to tighten up your abs like someone's about to come along and punch you in the stomach, and you're bracing for that impact. Tighten up those abs and use your ab muscles to lift your hips nice and high, and keep them lifted nice and high. Once your body is in this beautifully perfect straight line from your heels all the way to the shoulders, all the way to the crown of your head really, nothing moves. Maintain integrity in your plank pose the entire time. You're bending your elbows and lowering your chest as close to the ground as you can without ever breaking that straight line from your heels to your shoulders, and then you're pressing yourself back up. So the push-up variation I'm doing today is just that. It's really just a standard push-up. But you can do any push-up variation you want, just to make sure you're minding your form. Straight line from the heels all the way to the shoulders the entire time. Or if you're doing knee push-ups, your straight line is from your knees to your shoulders. So I'm going to do my push-up with my hands inside the dip bar just because of the way my space is out here. You don't need to do that. You can do your push-up out here and then step forward towards the dip bar. I do it that way because I have limited space here. But I'm going to do my push-up with my hands inside the dip bar, and then I'm going to jump my feet in. You can jump or step your feet in. And then I'm going to do a knee raise on my dip bar. So all that means is that I'm going to grab a hold of the handles of my dip bar, and then I'm going to drive my knees up towards my chest, and then bring them back down. Super simple. That's a knee raise burpee. So it's one push-up plus one knee raise. So hands down, jump or step your feet back. Push up, jump or step your feet in, stand. Grab a hold of the handles of the dip bar, drive the knees up towards the chest, bring them back down. That's one rep. Okay, so if you have an old walker or access to some like parallel bars at the park or something like that, you can use those. The other thing you could do is use a pull-up bar and do a hanging knee raise. So you'll do your push-up, then you'll stand and then grab a hold of your pull-up bar, hang from the pull-up bar, and then do your knee raise from there. Drive your knees up towards your chest and back down. So a pull-up bar works great for this. But that's my push-ups and abs. So if you do not have a piece of equipment similar to this and you do not have access to a pull-up bar, then what you can do is some kind of knee hug burpee. That's usually what I recommend, and there are a couple of different ways to do this. So the easier way would be to just come down, place your hands flat on the mat, jump or step your feet back, do your push-up, and then roll over onto your mat and do a knee hug or some other ab exercise, the leg lift or pike or something like that. And that's it. That would be 1 rep. So then roll over, push up, come down onto the mat, knee hug. Okay, so that is an equipment-free option, and that's how you can do like some kind of, I'm doing knee raise burpees, you can do knee hug burpees. There's a more challenging version of this exercise that I like to do, so if you're a little bit more advanced and you want something that's going to challenge you a little more, get your heart rate up a little more, you can do your knee hug burpees this way. So you can come down onto the mat, do your knee hug. So for the knee hug, you're starting with your legs extended straight, arms extended overhead. Lift your ankles up off of the ground, lift your shoulder blades up off the mat, and then hug your knees into your chest. So you're bending the knees, it's like a reverse crunch, and as you do that, you're sitting up, bringing your arms around, placing your hands on top of your knees and hugging them into your chest. Then you're going to return to your starting position, extend the arms, extend the legs, and then you're going to sit up and bring the knees in, and you're going to bring your feet as close to your booty as you can as you do that. So you're going to crunch the knees in, place your feet flat on the mat, and then you're going to throw your weight forward. It's hard to show, I can't do it in slow motion, so I'll explain it first and then I'll show you what it looks like. But you're going to crunch the knees and throw your weight forward so that you end up in this position. And then you're going to place your hands down on the mat or in front of the mat. My mat's kind of short. Jump or step your feet back so that you are in a plank pose. Do your push-up. Jump or step your feet in, pick up the hands, and then return to your starting position. And that's your knee hug burpee, okay? So this is what it looks like all together. Knee hug. Throw the weight forward, place the hands down, jump the feet back, push up. Jump the feet in, return to your starting position. Knee hug, push up, and back. All right, so there's a couple of options, but there are endless ways that you can combine a push-up variation with an ab exercise. So any push-up variation you want to do combined with any ab exercise you want to do will work, but those would be my recommendations for equipment-free substitutions if you do not have a dip bar or something similar. Now, after I do that, I'm going to be doing a bonus exercise today, but this is completely optional. I'm going to be doing what I call reverse push-ups, and I call them that because it looks like you're doing a push-up upside down. So you're doing a push-up, but like reversing it. But it's not a push-up, it's a pull-up. Because it's really a body weight row, but this is what the exercise looks like. So if you do have a dip bar or something similar, you can do this exercise with me or you can skip it. This is a bonus exercise. This is in addition to our slap reps. So I'm going to come underneath my dip bar and I'm going to keep my knees bent and my feet flat on the ground. And then I'm just going to bend my elbows and pull my chest up. Lower myself back down with control. Now, if you're super strong and you really want to challenge yourself, you can do this exercise with your legs extended straight. But that's really difficult. It's kind of the equivalent of doing push-ups from your toes as opposed to push-ups from your knees. So I'm doing the assisted version with my knees bent and my feet flat on the ground. So I'm using my lower body to assist me a little bit. So that's it though. It's a super simple exercise. Just knees bent, feet flat on the mat, and bending your arms, pulling your chest up towards the top of the dip bar, and then controlling the movement as you lower yourself down. Now, again, this is a pulling exercise. It's not a push-up, it's a pull-up. So if you have access to a pull-up bar, while I'm doing my reverse push-ups, you can be doing pull-ups. And you can be doing assisted pull-ups if you have like an elevated surface, a chair or something like that. You can kind of use that to help yourself up a little bit. Let me know if you need to see that modification. But again, the exercise itself is completely optional. The other thing you could do, if you don't have a piece of equipment similar to my dip bar and you don't have a pull-up bar, but you want to include this little bonus exercise, it's really a row. It's really a body weight row, because if you think about what you're doing, it's the same thing as if you were to grab a couple of dumbbells or a heavy kettlebell or a sandbag and do like a bent over row. It's the exact same thing. So if you have a sandbag or something similar, or if you can fashion something similar, you might want to grab like a duffel bag or a backpack filled with some sort of weight. Or if you have something like a kettlebell or a couple of heavier dumbbells, then you can do bent over rows. That's fine. That would be the best substitution, okay? So just mind your form, tuck the shoulder blades into the back pocket, tighten up those abs, hinging at the hips, make sure there's a soft bend to your knees, and then make sure that your back stays flat and the weight stays in your heels, really isolating those back muscles as you roll your weight. So that's another option if you want to include that exercise. But again, that whole exercise is optional. You don't have to do it. I'm just going to be tacking that onto the end of my little circuit, okay? But that's all I'm using my dip bar for, and that covers our A and our P, our abs and push-ups. So moving on to the SL of it all, the squats and the lunges, I'm going to be combining those as well. So for my squat variation, I'm going to be starting towards one end of my space. I'm going to be stepping to the side as I come down into my squat, and then I'm going to add a little side kick. So I stepped out with this foot coming down into my squat. Now I'm going to pick up the opposite foot. I'm going to cross it in front of my other foot. Then we're going to add a side kick. We're still moving in this direction. So I'm going to take this back foot, bring it up and around. I'm going to drive the knee up towards my chest, and then I'm going to kick towards this direction. Bring the knee back down, place the foot down. Okay, that is my squat variation. I'm going to be combining it with lunges, but for now, let's just get the squat variation down, because I know it's a little bit, there's like a little bit of choreography happening here, right? So squat. Now we're traveling in the opposite direction. So cross this leg over, take the back foot, drive the knee up, kick, put the foot down, okay? Step the feet together. Now, stepped out to the side and squat. This foot comes across, this foot comes up, drive the knee up, kick, foot down, step the feet together. Step out and lunge, cross, kick, and down, okay? So that's just the squat component. Again, you can do any squat variation you want. Just mind your form on the squats. So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Shoulders should be back and down. Chest is lifted high. Tighten up your abs. And before you think about squatting down, think about hinging at the hips. Push that booty back. Try to touch the wall behind you with your booty. At the same time, remember your chest is lifted nice and high. So think about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest so that your spine is elongated. Your back should be flat. All of your weight should be in your heels. Do you see I can actually pick up my toes? From there is where you want to sink down into your squat. Then press your heels into the ground to stand. So just make sure your back stays flat, weight stays in your heels as you're doing your squat. Now I'm going to be tacking on a couple of lunges. The lunges are completely optional because after we do this exercise, we're going to be doing a separate lunge exercise. So you can either skip that, you can do this exercise the way I'm doing it, you can combine your squats and lunges into a little combo the way I'm doing, or you can eliminate the lunges from this combo. Just do the squats the way I just showed you, and then move on to lunges with me, okay? I'm going to be doing extra lunges today, basically. So what I'm going to be doing is starting towards one end of my space. I'm going to step to the side and squat. I'm going to pick up this foot, bring the leg across, pick up my back foot, drive the knee up, kick, and then instead of putting my foot down, I'm going to bring my knee back in front of me. Then I'm going to step the foot back, come down into a reverse lunge. I'm going to drive this knee back up, and I'm going to add a front kick. So knee comes up, kick out, bring the foot back. And now I'm going to add on one more lunge and one more kick. So for my next lunge, I'm doing a curtsy lunge, which means I'm lunging behind me and diagonally across my body. And now we're adding a roundhouse kick. So this back foot's gonna come around, knee comes up, kick, and then you can put the foot down. Okay? So we're doing the squat with a side kick, the way I just showed you. Then we're adding on a reverse lunge with a front kick and a curtsy lunge with a roundhouse kick. All right? That's the combo. So step to the side and squat. Foot comes over, side kick. Now reverse lunge, front kick, curtsy lunge, roundhouse kick. All right, that's the combo. Step to the side and squat, side kick, reverse lunge, front kick, curtsy lunge, roundhouse kick. Got it? If it's too complicated, eliminate the lunges, okay? And if the side kick is too complicated, eliminate it. Any squat variation you want to do is fine. But that's my little combo. So with the kicks, think up, out, back, and down. So with your side kick, knee comes up, and then you're kicking out to the side. Brutus is standing right here, mocking you, telling you, you're never gonna finish all these reps today. You're gonna kick him right in the face, okay? So make sure you're not just kind of going through the motions. Kick hard, kick with power, kick with intent. Your intent is to shut him up. So kick hard, and then bring the knee back. So it's always up, knee comes up, kick the foot out, knee comes back and down, okay? Up, out, back, down. So same thing with your front kick. You're going to lunge back, drive the knee up. Now Brutus is here in front of you. He's everywhere. Kick him again, kick him hard, kick him with intent, kick him with power, kick him with purpose, all right? Same thing with your roundhouse kick. Curtsy lunge. Now, he's over here. All right, this is your target for the roundhouse kick. Okay? So kick hard. Really mean it. Okay? Intent behind that kick. But that's it. That is my squats and lunge combo. Now, for my bonus lunges, we're going to be doing a super tough lunge variation, but you guys, it's only sets of 10. Everything is only sets of 10. All of these exercises are difficult, but we're just doing sets of 10, so we can do it. We're doing jump lunges, and I'm going to be adding an extra jump, but you don't have to. So for your jump lunges, all that means is you're going to start here with your feet about shoulder width apart, step one foot back, and come down into your lunge. Make sure your movement is under control. You don't want to bang your knee into the ground, but if you are able to tap your back knee to the ground and you want to, that's great. Just don't hurt yourself. And then you want to make sure that there's about a 90-degree angle in your front leg, meaning that you want your front knee to be more over the heel of your front foot as opposed to being out over the toes. So do your best. From here, you're just going to jump and switch the position of your feet so that you're in a lunge on the other side, okay? So lunge, or jump and lunge, jump and lunge, jump and lunge, jump and lunge. It's a super tough lunge variation, but again, we're just doing sets of 10. And if you don't want to do that lunge variation, you can do any lunge variation you want. You can just do reverse lunges. You can just do forward lunges. You can do tic-tac lunges. We've done those a couple times already. You can do static lunges. You can do static lunges with a jump. We're gonna add that, but you can just do static lunges with a jump. That's fine, that's a bit easier. But it doesn't have to be anything even similar to that. You can do side lunges. You can do more curtsy lunges. You can do any lunge variation you want. Or again, if you're including the lunges with the squats the way I am, you can skip this exercise altogether. That is up to you. But I'm going to be adding a little jump in between. So we're doing jump, jump lunges. It's gonna be super tough. So I'm going to start here in my lunge position, and now I'm going to jump up before I switch my legs. Okay, so static lunge jump, jump lunge, jump, jump and switch, jump up, jump and switch, okay? So again, super tough, we're just doing sets of 10. So we got this. And that's it. That is all 5 exercises. We're doing a squat lunge combo, then jump lunges, then we're combining our push-ups and abs, and then we're doing our reverse push-ups or body weight rows or pull-ups as like a little bonus exercise. So here's the format. Super simple, just 10 reps of everything 4 times through the circuit, okay? So we'll start with our squat and lunge combo, 10 sets of that little combo. Then we're still on lunges. We're gonna do 10 reps of our super tough jump, jump lunge combo. And then we'll move on to our push-ups and abs combo. So knee raise burpees is the exercise. We'll do 10 of those. And then I'm going to sneak in 10 reverse push-ups or body weight rows. That's my circuit. So I'll complete the circuit a total of 4 times, and that's it. That's the workout. So hopefully that is all clear. Please remember that I do always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and of course I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear about the format and how everything fits together, which exercises are mandatory, which exercises are optional, if you have any questions about the exercises themselves, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so ask questions if you have them. It's really important to make sure that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And hopefully you guys know by now that it is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to go at your own pace. If you are in really good shape, you are probably going to be much faster than I am, and that is wonderful. Be faster than I am, as long as you are not losing anything off of your form to get there. If you are racing to stay ahead of me because you're competing with me and you want to beat my score, or because you just set a really ambitious time goal for yourself that you're chasing, and your form starts to get sloppy, that means you need to slow down. You're going to have to sacrifice your time goal and slow down, okay? It's always going to be safer and more effective to slow down and do your reps with excellent form than it is to race through and allow your form to get sloppy. So I don't want you racing to stay ahead of me. I also don't want you racing to keep up with me. If you are slower than I am, that is also wonderful, and I mean that. Because how would you even know that you are slower than I am unless you got dressed and you got your little booty out here and you're doing these reps with me? As long as you're putting in the work and minding your form, that is what matters. So don't worry about how fast you're going. Worry that you are executing the reps with the best possible form that you can. Okay, do not race to keep up with me at the expense of your form. Again, if you're racing to keep up with me and your form starts to get sloppy, slow down. If you fall behind in the video, either because you're just working at a slower pace than I am, or because you're needing to take rest breaks where I'm not taking them, or you're just needing longer rest breaks than what I'm taking, that's fine. Just pause the video. I'm not going anywhere. Come back when you're ready and we'll get back into it together, okay? We will finish the workout together. It's all good. Now, I do want you to challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. So please make sure you are going at your own pace and mind your form. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. Make sure you are working to your own level. So that means applying beginner modifications if necessary. So put your knees down for the push-ups, shorten up your range of motion for the lunges, eliminate the jumping, take rest breaks as needed, okay? Just please be smart, be safe, use your common sense. Listen to your body and make the decision that is best for you, and just do your best. Please remember that your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and begin the workout, gather whatever equipment you need. So for me today, that's just my dip bar, but you may need something soft beneath you for your ab exercise, or if you do push-ups from your knees. So an exercise mat or a yoga mat is ideal if you have one. If you don't have a mat, again, a towel should suffice. And if you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. If you do not have a dip bar, then you might be able to repurpose an old walker, or if you have access to something similar, like maybe some parallel bars at the park, that would be great. And again, you can also make a pull-up bar work. So if you own a pull-up bar, go ahead and grab that. Or, you have the option of taking your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail and using what you have there. So get creative and use what you've got. If you have absolutely no equipment that's going to work, that's fine. Remember, you have your equipment-free substitutions. Pause the video, go get dressed. Meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick little 5-minute warm-up, and then we'll get right into our day 18 reps. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure that your arm is completely relaxed. You're not pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the opposite side of your neck by just using the weight of your arm. So now we're going to switch sides. Allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is completely relaxed. And make sure your shoulders are relaxed. They should be down, away from your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier, allowing your range of motion to increase so that eventually your entire torso is just kind of spilling in front of you. Your arms are nice and loose like a rag doll. Next, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So just rolling your shoulders either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're exploring your full range of motion here. So make the circles as big as you can. Next, we're going to do some arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So extend your arms straight out to the sides and begin by making small circles either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you are making them as big as you can, exploring your full range of motion. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and sweep your arms in front of you, and as you straighten your legs, you're reaching up as high as you can towards the ceiling. Each time you bend your knees, you're allowing your range of motion to increase, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet planted right where they are. They should be wider than shoulder width apart, and we're just going to lunge side to side, nice and easy, adding the arms. So now with each lunge, you're just reaching your arm across the room. It's like you're trying to throw your arm across the room, really. Next, we're just going to march in place. So step the feet in and march, starting with your knees low, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest. until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can towards your chest. Really get them up there. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. Now we're going to jog in place. So again, starting with the knees low, but as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can. Next is booty kicks. So now with each step, you're just bringing your foot behind you. Really try to kick yourself in the booty cheek with your heel. For this next one, if you struggle with balance, you can hold on to the wall or chair for support. If not, hands on the hips is fine. You're going to transfer your weight into one foot, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. We're just waking up those hip flexors. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight, pick up the opposite foot, and swing the leg front and back. You can start low, and then gradually as the interval progresses, if it feels comfortable, you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher. Now you're going to put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the opposite foot, extend the leg straight out in front of you, and then bring the leg around and behind. Each time you make that semicircle with your leg, you're lifting the leg higher and higher, and we're going to finish with 2 hip circles. So drive the knee up towards your chest, use your hand to kind of guide it around, other leg. Extend the opposite leg out in front, bring the leg around and behind you, and each time you make that little semicircle with your leg, lifting the leg higher and higher. Now 2 hip circles, drive the knee up towards your chest, use your hand to guide it around, finishing up with a hamstring stretch. So feet wide apart, hinging at the hips. You can use the wall or a chair to assist you getting into this stretch if you would like, but you want to try to keep your back as flat as possible so that you isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So using a wall or a chair to assist you might make this stretch a little bit more accessible for you, might make it a little bit more comfortable getting into the stretch, and it might make it a little bit easier to keep your back nice and flat in this stretch. That's our 5 minutes. You guys know me. The backs of my legs are always super tight. So sometimes it takes me a minute or so to really start relaxing into this stretch and feeling comfortable. So I typically like to spend a few extra seconds here. But that's it. That is our little 5+ minute warm up. So let's get right into the workout, starting with our squats and lunge combo, 10 sets. As soon as you're ready, here we go, starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So you're going to start standing towards one end of your space with your feet together. Step one foot out as you come down into your squat. Now pick up this leg, bring it in front, pick up your back foot, drive the knee up, kick out to the side, bring the knee back, and now right into your reverse lunge. So stepping the foot behind you, come down into your lunge. Now again, drive the knee up in front of you, kick the foot out, bring the foot back, and now we're going into our curtsy lunge. So lunging behind you and diagonally across your body. And now for our roundhouse kick. So again, the knee comes up, kick out, bring the knee back, put the foot down. Bring the feet together, that's one set. Now we're going to travel back in the opposite direction. So step the foot out and squat. This foot comes forward, back foot comes up, drive the knee up, kick out to the side, bring the knee back, right into your reverse lunge. Step the foot back and lunge. Now front kick, drive the knee up, kick out, bring the knee back, curtsy lunge, drive the knee up, roundhouse kick. All right, that's 2 sets. We're going to do 8 more. I'll talk us through a couple more, but let's start to pick up the pace. So step out and squat, side kick. Now right into your reverse lunge with a front kick, curtsy lunge, roundhouse kick. Bring the feet together, back, heading back into the opposite direction. Step out and squat, foot comes across, side kick, reverse lunge, front kick, curtsy lunge, roundhouse kick. All right, that's my first 4 sets. I'm gonna zip it. so I can focus on what I'm doing. We have to do 6 more. Do your best. That's 6, 4 more. It's 8, 2 more. It's 9, last one. And 10. Now, I'm doing some more lunges here. I'm doing another set of lunges. This is our jump lunges with an added jump. So we just did 20 lunges. You don't have to do these at all if you don't want to. You can skip right over these if you prefer. But I'm going to be doing a jump lunge with a jump in between, okay? So starting with your feet about shoulder width apart, step 1 foot back and lunge. Now jump up, and now jump and switch the position of your feet so that you end up in a lunge on the other side. And now again, jump up and lunge jump. So that's 2. We're going to do 8 more. Do your best. That's 10. All right, so now onto our abs and push-ups. So I'm using my dip bar. I'm doing knee raise burpees. But you have your equipment-free substitution. So if you don't have a dip bar, do knee hug burpees or any push-up combined with any ab exercise. 10 sets. So, hands down, jump or step the feet back. Push off, jump or step the feet in. Grab a hold of the handles of your dip bar. Drive the knees up for a knee raise. That's 1 set. We're doing 9 more. So, push up and knee raise. That's 10. So that's our SRL, our A, and our P. Remember, I'm doing one little bonus exercise today. This is optional. You can be doing pull-ups or bent over rows, or you can just skip this exercise and move on to round 2 of the circuit. That's up to you. And I'm doing 10 reverse push-ups or body weight rows. So I'm doing these with my knees bent. If you're more advanced, you can have your legs straight. Just bend your elbows, lift your chest up, and then lower yourself back down with control. 9 more times. Do your best. All right, that's once through our circuit. That took me a little over 7 minutes, but it's going a little slow because I was explaining everything, walking you through each exercise. Now that I've talked us through one round, let's try to pick up the pace a little bit. You've seen everything once, and let's see if we can finish all 4 rounds in under 25 minutes. All right, so do your best. As soon as you're ready, let's start on round 2, so another 10 sets of our squat and lunge combo. Do your best. Five more. To do 2 more. I think that's 10. Now 10 reps of our tough jump lunge combo. Those are tough, I know. Remember, they're optional. All right, 10 knee raise burpees, or knee hug burpees. That's 10. You can move on to round 3 if you want. I'm doing 10 reps of reverse push-ups. That's round 2. We're halfway there. We picked up the pace a little bit in that round. Let's see if we can maintain this faster pace for round 3. Do your best. 10 more sets of our squat and lunge combo. Now jump lunges if you want to. Remember, even if you eliminate this exercise entirely from the circuit, you will still have more than met your lunge requirement to participate in the challenge. So you can skip these if you want. Push-ups and abs. 10 sets. That's 10. Now if you want, 10 pull-ups or 10 rows, completely optional. If you're not doing these with me, just go ahead and start on round 4. Round 3. Just one more round left to go. I know it's hard. Let's keep pushing. If you need to rest, pause and rest. More jump lunges if you're doing them. If not, you can move on to abs and push-ups. My quads are rebelling. Just 2 more. All right, good job. That was a lot of lunges. The lunges are now officially complete. All we have left to do is 10 more knee hug burpees. stop if you want. Our squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups are complete. I'm gonna finish with 10 more body weight rows. Get up. That was a tough little workout, I know. It can be tempting to just collapse in a heap on the mat. But we are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete, and especially no workout during this challenge is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. The bonus burpee is mandatory. It is the thing that completes the workout. It is that exclamation point at the end of the workout to celebrate the fact that we got our reps done today. It's a little pat on the back to congratulate ourselves for sticking with the challenge for another day. So as soon as you're ready, let's do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. Here we go. This is our final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So not including the bonus burpee, that ends up taking me a total of 24 minutes and 16 seconds. So I picked up the pace a lot for those final 3 rounds. I met my goal. I finished all 4 rounds in under 25 minutes, and I was pushing myself really hard today. That was actually a really tough little workout, so amazing job. If you timed yourself and you would like to comment with your score, and if you feel comfortable doing so, go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know how long it took you. So let's just go ahead and do a quick little cool down together. You just want to keep moving while you allow your heart rate to come down and while you allow your breathing to normalize, so you can pace around back and forth. Maybe shake out the legs a little bit. Let's do a shoulder stretch. So bring one arm across your body, use your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure that your straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure your shoulder is completely relaxed as well. If your shoulder is tense and hunched up here by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively, and this is a really nice shoulder stretch. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder, and keep moving. You can see I'm just kind of shaking my legs out while I'm doing this stretch. Keep moving while we do these stretches. You can pace, you can shake out the legs, you can even just shift your weight from foot to foot like this. And keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. You do that by really feeling your diaphragm being pulled down as you inhale. Allow your rib cage to physically expand and visualize filling up your entire torso with air. So as you inhale, breathe all the way down to your belly button, and use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's get the other shoulder, so bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. They should be down, away from your ears. And keep moving. So again, you can pace. You can shake out the legs like I'm doing. You can even just shift your weight from foot to foot, whatever feels good for you. But keep moving and keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So let's take one more nice deep breath here, inhaling all the way down to your belly button. Control the air as you exhale. Shake it out. Let's get the triceps. So bending one elbow, place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. So you want to avoid having your free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder. Point the fingers straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. This also is a really, really nice stretch. It should feel really good in your triceps. Keep moving. You can pace, you can shake out the legs, shift your weight from foot to foot, and keep breathing. So one more deep breath. Inhale, breathing all the way down to your belly button. Using your diaphragm to control the exhale. Come out, shake out the arms. Let's get the other side. So bending your other arm, place your hand on the elbow, gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Keep moving, keep focusing on your breathing. So each time you inhale, feel your diaphragm being pulled down. Feel your rib cage physically expanding and visualize filling up your entire torso with air. And then you can hold it there for just a split second and then use your diaphragm to push the air out in a slow, controlled motion. All right, shake out the arms. Let's finish with a quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or some other strong, sturdy, stable, elevated surface for support, like your kitchen counter, the arm of your couch, dining room table. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you. Now reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that is on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you are not holding on to anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. And now press your heel into your booty cheek. As you're doing that, I want you to tilt your pelvis forward. So think about tucking your booty underneath you and trying to touch your spine with your belly button. Make sure you're continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek as you do that. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're going to feel that stretch instantly intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, but I also want you to feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So shake it out. Let's hit the other leg. So bend the opposite knee, bring the foot behind you. Reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you are not holding on to anything for support, you'll reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek, and as you are doing that, you're going to tilt your pelvis forward, tucking your booty underneath you, sucking that belly button all the way back towards your spine. Make sure you're continuing to really press your heel into your booty cheek as you do that. You have to do both at the same time. So keep pressing your heel into your booty cheek, keep tilting that pelvis forward. Feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles, and feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. One more nice deep breath here. Inhaling all the way down to your belly button, fill up your entire torso with air. Control the breath as you exhale. And that's it. One last time, shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit. And that's it. That is our little cool down. So now I am moving directly onto cardio. I have the lovely Victoria here with me today. Victoria is my beautiful silver jump rope with these pretty light pink metallic handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there's a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code RUDEBECCA to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. I am going to set my interval timer for 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals times 40 rounds. That's 20 minutes. I'm going to get some music going, and I'm just going to do 20 minutes of moderate paced cardio with my jump rope. Then I will do my stretching routine, and then I can hop in the shower, eat some lunch, and get on with the rest of my day. The additional cardio is not mandatory. It is not officially part of the challenge, but I'm sharing it with you because every year when I do this challenge, this is how I do it. After every single workout, I like to tack on 20 to 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio. So for me, 9 times out of 10, that is 20 minutes of interval jump rope. But it doesn't have to be jump rope. Sometimes I might decide to go for a jog. If it's a nice day and I have time, I'll do a nice long hike. So a jog or a hike is another great option. A bike ride is a great option as well. Or if you have access to a treadmill or an exercise bike, an elliptical, a Stairmaster, something like that. If you have a heavy bag, you can work on your heavy bag. Up and down the steps is another great option. So if you have stairs in your home or your apartment complex, or if you took your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail today, where it's someplace where there's steps, you can do up and down the steps there. If you have access to the field at your local high school, maybe you could jog around the track or do up and down the bleachers, or some combination of both of those. You could even just go to a fitness class or meet a friend in the park to play some tennis or basketball or something. So it can be any kind of moderate paced cardio you want. 20 to 30 minutes is great. More if you have time is also great. And again, it is not mandatory, but if you are looking to use this challenge to get yourself in shape, if you are trying to improve your stamina, and if you are trying to lose weight, then the additional cardio is going to go a long way towards helping to accelerate that process for you. And it's going to enable you to start seeing results faster, and that can be really encouraging, and it makes it easier to find the motivation to stick with the challenge. And the more you can stick with the challenge, the happier you're going to be with your results at the end of the challenge. So I understand not everybody has time to add on cardio after every single workout, but I strongly recommend that you find at least 2 or 3 days a week, if you can, to add some cardio after the workout. I just know that if you can find the time to do that, you're going to be so much happier with your results on day 40. So again, the additional cardio is not required. It is not mandatory. It is not technically officially part of the challenge, but it is strongly recommended. Also, very strongly recommended is that you take at least a good 20 or 30 minutes to stretch every single day. This is really important because it is going to help to alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility. And all three of those things are very important, especially if you're doing this challenge. So if daily exercise is something new to you, then it's very likely that you are experiencing muscle soreness the day after the workout. So taking the time to stretch every day is going to help alleviate some of that muscle soreness, and that's going to help you stick with the challenge, because if you're so sore that you can't even move, it's going to be really hard to make yourself do that day's workout. But if you take the time to stretch and you can alleviate some of that muscle soreness, yes, you might still be sore, but if you still are able to move, then it's going to be easier to say, okay, I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm feeling well enough that I can do these reps, and you'll stick with the challenge for another day. Also, taking the time to stretch every day is going to help to reduce your risk of injury moving forward. And that is especially important if you're doing the challenge, because a big part of what we're trying to accomplish with this challenge is to establish a habit of daily exercise, and you do that through consistent effort. That is why we are working out 6 days a week. So if you become injured and you have to miss a few days of the challenge while you allow your body to recover, then all of that momentum that we've worked so hard to build is going to come to a screeching halt, and then you're going to have to start over again trying to rebuild that momentum, and it's going to make it really difficult to establish that habit of daily exercise. The goal is to do all 40 days of the challenge so that by day 40 you will have firmly established a habit of daily exercise, so that after the challenge is complete, moving forward, you will continue making daily exercise a part of your routine. So if you have to miss a few days while you're recovering from an injury, it's just going to make it really hard to establish that habit, and you're not going to be able to accomplish everything that the challenge is meant to help you accomplish. And of course, taking the time to stretch every day is going to improve your flexibility. Flexibility is a really important aspect of your overall fitness level that I think tends to get overlooked sometimes, and I think a lot of people undervalue flexibility, but it's really important. So if you're taking the time to do these 160 reps with me every day to build your strength, and if you're taking at least 2 or 3 days a week to add on 20 or 30 minutes or more of additional cardio after the workout to improve your stamina, then why not take a few minutes each day to stretch and improve your flexibility while you're at it? It's really important to stay flexible, to keep your muscles loose. It's going to help improve your mobility. It's going to improve your quality of life. So it's a really important aspect of your overall fitness level. So don't skip your stretching. It's really important that you take the time to stretch every single day. just make sure that you are doing so safely. So if you have time to do your stretching right now, immediately after the workout or immediately after your cardio, if you're going to add cardio, that is always going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you don't have time to do your stretching right now, that's fine. It doesn't matter when you do your stretching, just as long as you get it done. But remember that if you do put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you will need to take a few minutes to warm them back up before you begin stretching. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. But that's it. That is officially a wrap on day 18. So if you did this day 18 workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. If you are doing the challenge with me, thank you so much. And also, please let me know. I do like to have an idea of how many people are doing the challenge with me. But even if you're not doing the challenge with me, thank you so much for doing this workout with me. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, if you have any questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions beyond what I have already provided, if you need help with beginner modifications, I am always here to help. So please ask questions if you have them. And if you know anyone else who might be interested in joining the challenge, please remember that it is not too late to join. It is never too late to join. So please feel free to share this video with them. You can feel free to share the playlist with them, or let them know if they're a beginner that they can follow along with last year's playlist. If you know someone who's in great shape and super advanced and they're looking for a fitness challenge that's really going to challenge them, then you can share the year 5 playlist with them. But the more people I have doing the challenge with me each year, the happier I am. And that is going to do it for today. I will see you all right back here tomorrow for day 19. Bye.